today's highlights, Governor Fubara gives Rivers Queen handball team 50 million naira. Federal government to maintain palm price without reversal of subsidy removal. Plus, federal government to sell stakes in NNPCL, 19 entities. Good afternoon and welcome to the RSTV News 3. My name is Emily Tari Mbero. Do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights. It is a task we must all accomplish. And now details of the news. Rivers State Governor Simlai Fubara says his administration will implement a sports development policy that will search to identify young sporting talents early and groom them to enviable heights of sporting excellence. Governor Fubara gave the assurance when Rivers Queens handball team presented to him the championship convertible trophy that they won in the women category of the Professional National Division 1 League at Government House, Port Harcourt. Tamno Barabi Bulubo takes it from here.
The Rivers State Governor explained how he wasted no time on assumption of office to ask to know what pressing problems the team wanted to solve to enable them emerge the best in the championship. Governor Fubara noted that the support that was given to them eventually strengthened their capability, and the victory being celebrated justified that it was worthwhile. The governor pointed to the victory as not only belonging to the team, but also contributed to boosting the sports image of Rivers State in general. Governor Fubara made a donation of 50 million naira to the team as a further encouragement to enable them sustain efforts at winning more trophies for the state.
When we came on board, we were briefed of the situation that people were facing, and we know that on our part, if we give you the necessary encouragement, that we are going to deliver, and we didn't hesitate to do those things. Today, we're happy that those encouragements has delivered this success. We will on our own part see what we can do to encourage sports at all levels. We intend to catch them young, to bring out a program that will rejuvenate the sports activities from the secondary school level to the university, so that talents can be harvested when they are still young and not when they are about exiting the age of sportsmanship. We show the energy, and when we are living, when we are, as a result of age, we have attained the heights of all the excellence in terms of the field, not just for handball, for football, and also basketball.
Commissioner for Sports, Christopher Green, said with the win, the team has become the first since the creation of Rivers State to win such laurel in the country. Tamuno Barabi, Iblubo, RSTV News.
Rivers State Deputy Governor Professor Ngozi Odu has felicitated with former Governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Otunahia Odili, as he celebrates his birthday today. Professor Odu described him as the progenitor of the new Rivers State political class, stressing that he was indeed a great leader, an amazing mentor, and a wonderful boss. According to the Deputy Governor, the contributions of Dr. Peter Odili to the socio-economic and political development of the state and nation over the years is beyond measures, noting that he has continued to positively impact on the lives of people not only in Rivers State but across the country. Professor Ngozi Odu prayed the Almighty God to continue to bless, protect, and keep him in good health. Wished him happy returns. The Rivers State Police Command has arrested Alexander John Bull over the murder of a man simply identified as Abubakar in the state. The State Commissioner of Police, Emeka Moye, disclosed this while parading John Bull and other suspects at the command headquarters at Moscow Road, Port Harcourt. RSTV correspondent has the details.
Speaking on the offences allegedly committed by the paraded suspects, Moye said John Bull killed his victim, a wristwatch seller, and stole his gold jewelry. He revealed that the incident occurred in December 2021. The suspect fled from the area of incident but was recently arrested this month in his hometown at Buguma, in Asaritor local government area of the state. In another development, a police CPL, Bright Wamadi, who was paraded last month and accused of involvement in robbery activities in the state, has been dismissed by the command. The CP said after a thorough investigation, Wamadi was dismissed and charged to court. Other suspects include 3 female and 2 male who specializes on one chance and robbery within the metropolis of Port Harcourt and its environs. He said investigation is ongoing to arrest other members of the syndicate. Also arrested is a member of a notorious car-snatching syndicate and armed robbery suspect. The CP said investigation is also in progress as efforts are intensified to arrest other members of the notorious gang in order to recover all stolen properties and their operational weapons. Meanwhile, CP Wonyi has assured the general public that the case of the death of Alafuru Peter Side, shot by Gombe officer, will be brought to justice. Commissioner of Police Emeka Wonyi gave the assurance when Ijaw youth carried out a protest to the command demanding for justice. CP Wonyi said it is not just an offense against Ijaw people, it is an offense against the state and humanity.
The police as a group has never at any time conspired or sent anybody to kill anybody for himself. So I want to assure you that we will do our internal cleansings and consequently, on the advice of the DPP, charge the case to court when it is due, but allow the due processes to follow its course.
IYC President Jonathan Lokobri described what he called the reluctance of the Nigerian police force to ensure that justice was done on the murder of the Ijaw youth. Recall that Peter Side was shot dead last Thursday in front of a popular relaxation spot at a Lekaya community in Port Harcourt City local government area in front of his wife and 3 children by a trigger-happy policeman attached to Police Mobile Force 43 Squadron in Gombe State.
We are here demonstrating our displeasure over the brutal murder of Alafuru Peter Side from Opobo by a trigger-happy police officer last Thursday. This is the reason why we are here to meet with the police. Part of the reason is that this incident happened a couple of days ago with no official statement from the police command, and every attempt to resolve this issue has been met with ridicule and difficulties.
On health issues, the CP has called on hospitals in Rivers State to treat persons brought to their respective hospitals with gunshot wounds. One who spoke on the heels of a police officer that sustained multiple gunshot wounds and was rejected by 8 hospitals he was taken to, said hospitals should treat gunshot victims irrespective of the circumstances that caused the gunshot injury. He said rejecting gunshot victims would jeopardize their chances of survival.
Education has been described as a social service that requires every right-thinking government to embrace. Acting Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Rivers State, Mr. Ezekiel Hart, said this at the official commissioning of the ultra-modern permanent site of Rich Oak International School, Eliozo, Port Harcourt. RSTV crew reports that the event marks the end of academic session of the school, where pupils and students showcase their talents through various performances.
Represented by a professor of educational management, Nat Abraham, Mr. Ezekiel Hart said the rate of moral decadence, insecurity and other social vices is very high in the society and needs quick intervention of stakeholders and government to arrest the situation. He asserted that an educated people is an asset to the society. Therefore, the need to invest in education. The acting permanent secretary commended the proprietors and management of Rich Oak International School for their vision in setting the edifice in an environment conducive for effective teaching and learning, and advocated strong legislative framework that criminalizes educating children abroad instead of using local content.
Education is a very essential social service that every right-thinking government should give to her people. Many of us did not have it this good. An environment like this with quality teachers. In fact, I do not see why any child brought up in an environment like this will not measure well with his or her peers elsewhere in the world.
Managing Director, Rich Oak International School, Dr. Maureen Wafo, represented by Gracious Ogwagu, said she was motivated to cite the institution due to the love and passion for young minds to grow into becoming responsible citizens that would right the wrongs our society is known for. She commended the staff and pupils of the school, describing them as assets through whom the school has gained popularity.
This environment, people have been trooping in because this is actually our first time starting from our permanent site. So I am advising parents, they should go to the social media, they should see us. They should come to our place.
And pupils interviewed lauded the managing director of the school for investing in parents to bring their children and wards to Rich Oak International School for excellent educational and moral services.
I can say very well that what I have seen so far, I'm very, very much impressed.
Rich Oak International School, I like the management, the setup of the school, and how they relate to the welfare of the staff and having passion, making sure the kids learn with all the needed resources they have to learn with.
Rich Oak School has taught me so many things that I have never learned in my life, and I am proud of myself. May God bless them.
Rich Oak International School, a great school. It made me become a smart boy. They have helped me reach my full potential.
There were various performances by pupils and students while guided tour from the facility was conducted.
President Bola Tinubu says the federal government will take measures to maintain the current pump price of premium motor spirit (PMS), otherwise known as petrol, in the country without a reversal of its policy on subsidy removal. He also said the threat by the Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) to shut down the economy over a rumored plan to further increase fuel price was premature, stressing that it was incumbent on all stakeholders to maintain their peace. The president assured that there would be no further increase in the price of petrol in any part of the country. Special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuru Ngalale, disclosed these while briefing newsmen at the presidential villa. Federal government has planned to sell stakes in about 20 state-run companies to raise funds and improve governance in the entities. Chief Executive Officer at the Ministry of Finance Incorporated, Armstrong Takang, said the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited (NNPCL) is among the firms that the government may sell. Takang stated that the agency is considering options including strategic sales and initial public offerings and aims to implement the plan within 18 months. I also said that the agency is in the process of appointing consultants, including valuers, financial advisors, lawyers, bankers, and others to handle different aspects of the transactions. The federal government has since 2016 mulled the idea of selling some national assets to boost its revenue. Now, do you love and care about Rivers State and her peace? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. And up ahead on the news, Zimbabwe police arrest 40 opposition members ahead of elections. And in sports, the Tigers crash out of pre-Olympics qualifiers. Hang until we return after the break to stay.
Stop! No need to step out. Presenting the Good Night Power Shots. Spray 2 shots in each corner of the room. It kills mosquitoes inside without driving family outside. Good Night Power Shots. Spray inside. Stay inside.
I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. I'ma keep winning till the keep up with me. Come on, let's go. I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. Independent women, come on, now let's get it. I'ma keep winning till the world stops spinning. Africa, you feel me? Come on, now let's get it.
New styles from Darling. Find your beautiful.
This is RSTV World News. We bring you world-class news, accurate, first-hand, entertaining, balanced analysis. RSTV, Channel 22 Port Harcourt.
Welcome back. You're still watching the RSTV News 3, and now to the rest of our reports. The federal government has insisted that no federal university is allowed to charge tuition fees in the country. Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, David Adejo, said this at a public hearing by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Student Loans in Abuja. Adejo said that the recent increase in charges by federal universities in the country was unfortunate and that the charges collected by the institutions were used to pay for some of their services, including electricity bills. He faulted claims that the signing of the Students' Loan Act was responsible for some of the hike in the university charges, stressing that despite the charges, universities had not been able to meet up with some of their expenses. Around the committee, Tessa Ugo said that the students' loan was part of palliatives by the federal government to alleviate the sufferings of Nigerians and to ensure access to higher education by interested Nigerians. He expressed concern about the disbursement process, the recovery of the funds from beneficiaries, as well as the possibility of some students not being able to access the loan, while calling for dialogue in the process of trying to amend the law to ensure that all Nigerian students interested in the loan benefit from it. Now, National Youth Service Corps NYSC orientation exercise is scheduled to resume in Borno State 13 years after the 3-week course was suspended over recurring attacks by Boko Haram insurgents. The NYSC took to Twitter to notify prospective Corps members deployed for the state's second stream of the Batch B orientation course of a change of venue. It said all prospective Corps members deployed to Borno State had to preprint their calendar from the NYSC portal. It added that the date of the commencement of the orientation course has also been changed to August 18, 2023, stressing that all affected prospective Corps members had to report on the dates printed on their call-up letters. And on the foreign scene now, police in Zimbabwe have arrested 40 members of an opposition coalition who were campaigning ahead of elections next week. The Southern African country heads to the polls on August 23rd to elect the president and legislature in what analysts expect to be a tense affair marked by a crackdown on dissent and fears of vote rigging. Citizens Coalition for Change spokesperson Fadzayi Mahare said that Galmore Hakata, the party's Glenview South MP candidate, was among those arrested and were detained in the Glenview suburb of the capital, Harare. A police statement said the CCC had engaged in activities not mentioned in their notification for a rally in the suburb in July, and nearly 100 gatherings since Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to take action against the use of the police to disrupt their rallies. President Emerson Mnangagwa 80, who heads the ZANU PF in power since independence in 1980, is seeking re-election in the presidential vote next week, while his main challenger is CCC leader Nelson Chamisa, the 45-year-old lawyer and pastor. At least 18 people have drowned in Western Democratic Republic of Congo DRC after a riverboat carrying more than 300 passengers split in two. Acting Police Chief in Oshwe Territory of May Ndombe Province, Martin Makweti, where the incident occurred, said most of those on the boat were local officials, adding that the police and divers have searched the Lukeni River for the missing passengers, while authorities awaited more information to help them assess the causes of the boat's failure. Makweti said residents of Congo's riverside communities use wooden ferries called balenières to get from their homes to their workplaces in areas where there are often no roads. He added that shipwrecks are also common in remote parts of the country, notably in Mai Ndombe, a province full of lakes and rivers located 400 kilometers east of the capital, Kinshasa. According to President of the Civil Society Organization in Oshwe, Bonvik Ngampenga, the ferry that sank was overloaded, in poor condition, and should no longer be in service. And from the Entertainment Academy has unveiled a longer list of artists who will be entertaining guests at the event. Olivia Nameka has more on these and other stories. To stay.
The mouth-watering lineups include international Afrobeat stars Rema and Ashake, who are among the most nominated artists for the 2023 edition. Other artists on the performance list are Maven record signees Arya Starr and Johnny Drill, street pop hitmaker Sheyi Vibes, Afrobeat legends Wande Cole and Casey, multi-Headies winner Fireboy Oxlade, the next nominees Victoni and Spyro, and hip-hop star Black Bones. The Headies is set to return to the United States for the 2023 edition, which is scheduled to hold on the 3rd of September 2023 at the Cobbs Energy Center in Atlanta, Georgia. Nigerian music legend Two-Face has expressed his fears of losing his wife Annie to someone else. Innocent Idibia, fondly known as Two-Face Idibia or Tubaba, took to his Instagram handle to express his feelings for his wife Annie through a video where she was seen going about her business, exchanging pleasantries with people and giving out hugs. Two-Face has fathered some of his children from two women, Sumbo Adeoye and Pero Adeniyi, outside his marriage to Annie Macaulay, now Idibia, and has a total of 7 children. Annie once expressed her sadness that her first child by him is 5th in total, even though she was the first of the 3 women to meet him.
Baby girl, you dey enter my eye, you dey blind me like sun rays, and your love is overflowing, telling me what more can I say? So deeply, you're the only one that gets me completely.
And finally, Nigerian hip-hop artist Yusuf Abubakar, also known as CDQ, is currently in hospital after being involved in a terrible accident. The rapper disclosed this via his social media pages recently. According to him, he was hit by another vehicle while driving at night and was rushed to an undisclosed hospital in Lagos for medical treatment. Sharing a video of his damaged car, CDQ wrote, "Someone hit me and I had an accident tonight." Olivia Nnemeka, RSTV Entertainment News.
Thanks, Olivia, for that incisive report. And our sports. It was a sad end to Nigeria's pre-Olympics qualifiers after the Tigers lost their second consecutive game to Mali at the Eko Convention Center, Lagos State. After losing their first game of the qualifiers to Senegal, Ogo Odudao's side needed a win to get back on track, but they failed, losing 77 to 68 to the Malians. Reports say the team had the game in their hands but threw it away in the fourth quarters as it was against Senegal, who beat them 93-87. In the first game, the first quarter of the game was an evenly contested encounter, but Nigeria managed to win the tie 17-15, while the second quarter saw a better performance from Ododua's men, with Chimeze Metu leading the charge. The Tigers picked up where they left off and were impressive as they saw the game off with a 61-53 score in the third quarter. But despite their impressive display on the offense, their defense let them down as they struggled to contain their fellow West Africans, who clawed their way back into the game in the fourth quarter, winning 77-68. The victory means Mali and Senegal go through to the semis as the Tigers crashed out. And still on sports, the president of the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF), Ibrahim Gusau, says NFF will put to rest the lingering contract issues of the Super Eagles and the Super Falcons coaches before their respective assignments next month. This is coming in the wake of the uncertainty over the contracts of Jose Pesero, who handles the Eagles, and Randy Waldrum, who just led the Falcons to the round of 16 at the 2023 Women's World Cup in Australia and New Zealand. Gusau, who said both coaches are deemed to have seen out their respective contracts with the NFF, noted that the NFF would make a decision on both coaches. Eagles coach Pesero was appointed in May 2022, but the clause of qualifying and reaching the final 2023 AFCON in Ivory Coast, which will now be played in January 2024, has cast doubts on whether he will continue on the job till next year, as his contracts are reported to have expired. Following the Falcons' impressive display at the 2023 Women's World Cup, Gusau maintained that the technical committee of the NFF would determine if Waldrum would be retained. ensuring that it will also be sorted before Falcons Paris 2024 Olympics game qualifiers against Ethiopia next month. Now, do you love and care about Rivers State and her peers? If yes, let's build and take her to greater heights. This is a task you and I must accomplish. And that's the size of our package this lovely afternoon. My name is Emily Tari Mbero. Do have an amazing time on RSTV with us.